The day began in chaos. Neither my wife nor I stirred when the alarm went off, thanks to an overnight power outage that had rendered our electronic devices useless. By the time I jolted awake and checked the time, we were already behind schedule. Panic set in as we scrambled to get ready. My wife, Molly, more so than me, considering her earlier start time. I, on the other hand, had the relative luxury of a 9 a.m. start and a short, 15-minute commute. Still, the rushed morning left no room for our usual routine, and Molly, in her haste, forgot to power down her computer. As I moved to shut it off for her, an unread email caught my eye. The subject line read, "Aloha for a great time." A sinking feeling gripped my stomach as I clicked on it, curiosity giving way to dread. What I discovered turned my world upside down. The email contained detailed plans of a romantic getaway to Hawaii. Molly's getaway. But not with me. She had carefully arranged this secret trip with another man, set to take place while I would be away on an important business trip. My hands trembled as I scrolled through the correspondence. My mind reeled, unable to process what I was reading. How long had this been going on? Was our entire marriage a lie? I needed answers. Let me provide some context. Molly and I were introduced over 12 years ago by mutual friends who believed we were a perfect match. They weren't entirely wrong. We shared a passion for fitness and healthy living. Molly, a dedicated yoga instructor and personal trainer, and me, a marketing professional with a drive for success. We bonded over our love for outdoor activities. Hiking, mountain biking, running, anything that kept us active and under the sun. Physically, we made an attractive couple. Molly, standing at 5 feet 6 inches with cascading brown locks and captivating brown eyes, had a physique that turned heads. My 6 feet 3 inches frame, blonde hair, and blue eyes complemented hers perfectly. Was it love at first sight? No. But our connection grew, deepening from friendship to romance. After a couple of years, we tied the knot, and for the past 8 years, I had believed we were genuinely happy. At least, I had believed I was happy. Until that email shattered the illusion. The name Martin appeared frequently in Molly's messages, revealing an affair that had been unfolding over the past 6 months. Every detail of their planned romantic escape was meticulously recorded, stored in a folder labeled Trips, a shockingly uncreative hiding place. Molly had never been particularly tech-savvy, and my daily familiarity with computers gave me an edge. It didn't take long to piece together the extent of their betrayal. But why? What had driven her into the arms of another man? Our life together seemed stable, fulfilling even. There had been no overt signs of discontent. I racked my brain, searching for clues I might have missed, but nothing stood out. Had I been blind to her unhappiness, or had she simply been deceptive enough to hide it? Before heading to work, I copied all of Molly's saved emails onto a thumb drive. I needed time to process everything, to gather more information about Martin, and to uncover the motivations behind my wife's actions. This was more than infidelity. It was a deliberate betrayal, planned with precision. As the day unfolded, the situation took an even darker turn. A call from an unknown number led me to an unexpected revelation. A DEA agent was investigating Martin for drug-related activities. Was Molly entangled in more than just an affair? My heart pounded as the pieces of an increasingly sinister puzzle fell into place. Determined to confront her, I reached out to Molly, but she refused to give me a straight answer. The urgency in her voice told me she knew I had discovered her secret. Soon, calls from her father and a lawyer followed, demanding my immediate attention. Clearly, she was preparing for damage control. By evening, I had arranged meetings with both my lawyer and the DEA agent, DeFranco. I needed to know just how deep this betrayal ran. Was this only about infidelity, or was there something far more dangerous at play? As I sat in the stark interrogation room across from Agent DeFranco, watching him flip through a thick folder with my name on it, I braced myself for whatever truth he was about to unveil. Agent DeFranco glanced at the open folder on the table, his sharp eyes scanning the contents before meeting mine with a scrutinizing gaze. I have a few questions regarding your wife that I hope you can shed some light on. I leaned forward, my voice firm with conviction. I can assure you, my wife has never been involved with drugs. In all the years I've known her, she's never so much as touched anything illegal. She's a yoga instructor, for God's sake. Why would she be mixed up in drugs? My indignation was intentional, but DeFranco remained unshaken, his focus never straying from his notes. People make foolish choices for various reasons, he countered coolly, flipping a page. Did you have any knowledge of your wife's plans to travel to Hawaii with this man, Martin? She claimed he was just a friend, but according to him, they were embarking on a romantic getaway. Do you know him? Were you aware of her infidelity? His eyes flicked up, sharp as a blade. Or the drugs? A slow, deep breath steadied me. I met his gaze head-on, my voice level. I had no inkling of any of this until I spoke with my father-in-law earlier today. But I find it difficult to believe. She must have been manipulated into this. She's too good a person to be involved in something like that. I chose my words carefully, aware that DeFranco was trained to detect even the smallest deception. His sigh was heavy, his expression grim. Unfortunately, it seems you were unaware. Your wife was indeed involved in an affair with a drug dealer. We've already conducted a search of his residence and uncovered further evidence. Soon, we'll be executing a search of your home as well. You can choose to cooperate and grant us access, or we'll obtain a warrant. Either way, the search is happening. A lawyer might have advised against it, but refusing would only make me look suspicious. I agreed. It seemed the smartest move, an act of full transparency to prove I had nothing to hide. Within the hour, my house was swarmed with DEA and FBI agents, their presence a whirlwind of authority and precision. K-9 units sniffed through our belongings, their handlers silent and efficient. Drawers were appended, closets rummaged through, every inch of our home scrutinized. They confiscated several items, including prescription pill containers from our medicine cabinet, though I had no idea why. The following day, I met with Molly's lawyer, recounting my encounter with DeFranco and the invasive search of our home. His expression darkened as I spoke. If law enforcement approaches you again, I must insist on being present before you say a single word. Do I make myself clear? His tone was firm, brooking no argument. Frustration churned in my gut. Let me make one thing abundantly clear. I demand to know everything that led to my wife's arrest. All I know is that she was about to board a flight to Hawaii with this man, Martin. If either of you expects my help, someone better start talking. Do I make myself clear? His response was evasive. You're aware I can't discuss her case with you. I left without another word. Later, I visited the jail where Molly was being held. The visiting area was stark, filled with other inmates meeting with family or lawyers at round metal tables bolted to the floor. When she finally entered, my breath caught. Clad in an orange prison jumpsuit, her face bare of makeup, her hair hastily pulled into a messy ponytail, she looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. Tears welled in her eyes the moment she saw me. I'm so glad you're here, baby, she whispered, stepping toward me. A guard's stern voice cut through the air. No physical contact. Molly froze, her face crumpling, tears spilling over. I clenched my jaw, my heart aching at the sight of her so broken, but I kept my voice steady. It's okay. We'll sort this out. I pulled out the chair opposite her and sat down. But right now, I need to hear the truth. Your side of the story. How did you end up about to fly off to Hawaii with this guy? Her sobs intensified. Thomas, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I exhaled sharply, my stomach twisting. So it's true. My voice was hollow. You were having an affair with him. With Martin. A drug dealer. My hands curled into fists beneath the table. How could you, Molly? Weren't you happy with me? Don't you love me? I swallowed hard, my voice raw. I just don't understand. You and him. And drugs. What were you thinking? She opened her mouth, but no words came. Just more tears. And I had never felt so far away from her in my life.